Elon Musk and SpaceX gives NASA and Sean Duffy the one finger salute. Let's get into this. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for once again joining me. No tea time today, but that's okay. We're going to be talking about some real funny stuff that's going on over there with, let's say, a little bit of a feud between Elon Musk and SpaceX and NASA. I did a piece about this, I would say about 13, 14 days, let's call it 2 weeks ago. And I talked about how they were kind of pulling the contract from, or I guess you'd say the exclusivity of the contract of the HLS or human landing system that was going to be used for Artemis to get to the moon, right? To land humans once again on the moon, Artemis 3. And I said, listen, when you pull that contract, you're not really pulling the contract, you're pulling the exclusivity to the contract. This HLS system that Elon Musk is going to provide to NASA, once again for the Artemis mission, is like a one price, that's it, all right? This is what you get. There's a fee and that's it. And then you get money along the way. Maybe we give you 50% up front and then we pay you portions as you hit certain milestones. This is like completely unlike Lockheed Martin or all the rest of them, where it's always like, this is the contract plus, and you never know what the plus is, plus overtures, plus, I don't know, the wind blowing in the wrong direction or whatever the hell it is, because what ends up happening is the 2.9 becomes 5 billion really quickly when it comes to all the rest of these people. That being said, Elon Musk and SpaceX, they ended up releasing something that I have to go over. I just absolutely freaking love it. The one finger salute to NASA. And I said this 2 weeks ago now. I said, listen, they need to mind their P's and Q's, because if they don't, Elon Musk is going to take his football and go home. And they're going to be stuck with nothing. Because there's no one else out there that can do what Elon is doing with SpaceX and the Starship. There is nothing out there, period. All right? They're not getting to the moon. End of story. So anyways, I want to kind of get into this, dive into it, because I think it's fascinating, because it kind of gets to the idea of, where does private and government intersect these days? And who's really in charge, right? And I feel like the winds of change are out there. And I think you guys feel the same. But anyways, we're going to go through this article. I'll give you my commentary as I always do. And then down below, I want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think about what SpaceX has done with their public broadcast of about 49 reasons why they are giving them the one finger salute and all these kind of things? So I want to know down below, what do you think about this? Okay. You'll know what I think about it. I think you probably already know, but you'll know the entire skinny behind it. And then I want to hear from you. If you don't want to put anything down there, I get it. Some people are shy. They don't want to write it. Okay, fine. Put an emoji. At least I know you were actually here. You watched the video. I would really, truly appreciate that. An emoji. I don't care what it is. Put a poop emoji. Put a rocket. I don't care. Also, if you enjoyed the content, throw it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not, if you are, thank you. Then click this notification button over here and then click all. That's very important. So when I go live and when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. And if you haven't taken a look at any of my merch, check it out. Go to JCristina.com/shop. Once again, JCristina.com/shop. And if you want more SpaceX Starlink content, I've put together about 600 videos just for you. I'm not kidding, 600 videos over the last 56 months. It's a lot. I'll put a link here. Don't click on it yet. When you're done watching this video, rewind, come back to this position, click that, and you'll be able to see a whole bunch of helpful how-tos, tips, tricks, what to do, what not to do, what to buy, what not to buy, and of course the why behind all of it, because as I always say, this channel is about the why, not just the how. The how is good, but the why is helpful. So anyways, without further ado, let's jump right into this article. SpaceX public playbook. Musk throws down the gauntlet to NASA. Releasing the architecture, SpaceX goes on the offensive. SpaceX recently published a detailed progress update tied to its award for the Human Landing System, or HLS, under NASA's Artemis 3 program. In the document, the company outlines 49 key tests completed so far and presents a simplified mission architecture. It claims it will accelerate return to the moon. By going public with its own timeline and deliverables, SpaceX appears to shift from partner contractor to vocal stakeholder, essentially telling NASA, quote, "Here's what we're doing, and we've got you covered!" Exclamation point. Simplified mission, sharpened message. SpaceX's update emphasizes its proposed concept of operations that strips away what it labels as unnecessary layers of complexity. That sounds like what Elon does, and NASA never does. The message: fewer missions, lower cost, faster crewed landing. While NASA remains looped in as prime investor and mission lead, SpaceX now positions itself as driver of innovation and schedule control. Interesting. A body language shift, contract versus control. Observers note the tone behind SpaceX's publication, with NASA reportedly exploring backup landers and reopening competition for Artemis 3. The update functions both as a progress report and a public signal that SpaceX intends to stay front and center. The balance of estimated contract, roughly $2.9 billion awarded in 2021, and rising independence creates a new dynamic of leverage. That it does. Why it matters: moon mission or power play. Beyond lunar history, the dispute marks a turn in how deep space programs may be governed. If SpaceX truly can deliver on its own schedule and pull back on NASA's direct oversight, the agency's traditional role could be diminished. Thankfully so. For governments, taxpayers, and commercial players, the question becomes: who leads the moon landing, the agency or the contractor? I think another question is Elon Musk and SpaceX actually a contractor at this point? I'll let you be the judge. Potential fallout: trust, funding, and competition. If NASA accepts the shift, future contracts may pivot towards less oversight and more audacious timelines. If it rejects it, the agency has several paths: new competition, enforce stricter milestones, or even pause the project. The gamble? Either way, NASA is publicly exposed to the risk of scheduling, cost overruns, and budget scrutiny. Isn't that the case? So NASA has always had this problem, okay? Since day one. I've always said this: what Elon Musk and SpaceX can do in 10 months, it takes them 10 years. That's just the way it is. It even holds true when we were dealing with the space shuttle. For them to launch the space shuttle, it was like happening every about 7, 8, 9 months, sometimes 12 months. It was always that long. Why? Because it took a crew of people to painstakingly attach those heat tiles over and over and over again. That is one of the biggest things about Starship that they need to fix. One of the biggest things they need to make sure is working, and that is the heat tiles. It is that thermal protection system. That crew that works on the TPS system is mission freaking critical. Without that, there's no reusability. All right? So if you're old enough, just remember the space shuttle. And that is the problem that they had. Inconsistency and the amount of time it took for them to put every single tile back. Never mind the engines and all the rest of the refurb that had to happen. So I find this really interesting. And what I did is I put together just 10 points, all right? 10 points that they hit on in this message, let's say, that they put out, this public reply to NASA and Sean Duffy over there. And the reason I say they basically have given him the single finger salute, because that's exactly what they did. They did it like an attorney would do it, all right? They slapped him and they slapped the agency so friggin' hard, but they did it nicely. And I love it. I absolutely friggin' love it. because these agencies are so just bloated and so big for their britches that sometimes when you see things that a private sector can do that is better than what they can do, it makes you feel good. It makes you understand that there is still hope, that we don't have to rely on the GOV for everything. All right. There's private sector that's still working. And perfect example here is SpaceX. So number one, of course, was the opening declaration where they said, we're the ones making this happen. Exclamation point. And that is the truth. SpaceX asserts humanity is at a turning point and that Starship is the only vehicle capable of building a permanent human presence beyond Earth. Translation, NASA can't do it without us. Facts. Number two, Starship is the only real path forward. Starship is described as singularly capable and central to Artemis. Isn't that the truth? It's not just another spacecraft. It's the core enabler to everything NASA wants to achieve on the moon. Facts, once again. 3. Starship is gigantic and revolutionary. One Starship has 600 plus cubic meters of habitable space, 2/3 of the entire ISS, 2 airlocks bigger than Apollo's whole cabin. Cargo version can drop about 100 tons of payload to the surface, from habitats to nuclear reactors. Kind of important. Number 4, SpaceX is paying for 90% of the Starship's development. Now, this is very important. People don't get this. They think that Starship is fully funded by the government. 90% their own private funding. 90%. They emphasize self-funding, noting that over 90% of the total system costs are borne by SpaceX, not NASA. NASA is paying only for the HLS specific configuration and only after milestones are hit. Quote, we're not government contractors, we're builders. You pay after we deliver. Did you hear that? Remember I asked you this question? Is SpaceX really a contractor? According to them, they're not. They're not just a contractor. They are a builder, right? And they're getting paid after the deliverables are delivered. Very important point. I'm going to get into more of that in just a second. Number 5, fixed price, no overruns, unlike NASA's legacy contractors. This is what I was getting to at the beginning. They subtly contrast their model to Boeing or Lockheed Martin. Cost plus contracts. Cost plus contracts. Once again, cost plus overage. Cost plus the sky, the weather, the moon, the stars, whatever they want to make up. It's always overruns. It's always cost plus. Here with SpaceX, it's not. This is the price and that's it. If we have any type of overruns, anything that is going to push us back and cost us money, you do not pay for it. You pay the 2.9 and that's it. We take on the burden. You don't. Unlike, once again, like they were saying with Lockheed and Boeing and all the rest of the contractors, where it's always contract plus. It is a major difference. Translation, we're faster, cheaper, more efficient, and we do not waste taxpayers' money. Facts. Number 6, proof through flight testing. Since April 2023, SpaceX has flown 11 full Starship tests and produced 36 ships and 600 engines. They list dozens of achievements. Cryogenic propellant transfer in space, 5 tons. Engine relights in orbit, we see that all the time. Controlled reentries, absolutely. Catch and reuse of boosters, yes, multiple times. 226,000 plus seconds of Raptor engine runtime, that's a lot. Quote, we're providing in 2 years what NASA spends decades studying. Did you get that? We are providing in 2 years what NASA spends decades studying. Number 7, the 49 milestones. We did the work. They detailed complete Artemis-related demos, airlock, life support, docking, micrometeoroid protection, medical systems, landing software, propellant transfer testing, elevators, and EVA suit ops. Kind of important. Translation, NASA asked for a list. We gave them 49 receipts. Do you love that? They asked for a list. We gave them 49 receipts. Not even a list. There it is. Those are the receipts. Number 8, flight tests to come. Real hardware, real progress. Flight capable HLS cabin under construction. Long duration test and propellant transfer missions coming in 2026. Quote, we're already building the moon lander. This isn't PowerPoint. Just another friggin' dig. And that's exactly what NASA does. Like they were saying, what we did in 2 years, they take 2 decades just to talk about, to do PowerPoints on. We're actually doing the work. Number 9, Starship version 3 orbital refueling reality describes how version 3 will perform ship-to-ship propellant transfer, a make or break capability Artemis depends on. SpaceX says they're already flying sensors and systems to validate it. That means they're already on board. They've already been doing tests that you don't even know about. And they put that in there. Quote, we're not waiting on NASA's timetable. Thank God, or it'll never happen. Number 10, Starship is Artemis. They close by reminding NASA Starship won the competition fairly, had the highest technical rating and lowest cost, and remains the fastest path to return humans to the moon. You chose us, this is a quote, you chose us because we were the only ones who can actually do it. Don't forget that. And the mic is dropped. And there you go. Once again, like I said, the one finger salute. And this is sometimes what needs to happen. They need to get slapped sometimes. And that's exactly what happened here. They were slapped so freaking hard with the entire public viewing it. That is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Because going forward, if things start stumbling, right, SpaceX is going to say, oh, look what NASA's doing, right? They're going to look like idiots. The bottom line here is there is no other company. I don't care who you look at. You could look at Boeing. You could look at Lockheed Martin. You could look at Jeff Bezos over there with his Blue Origin. You look at all of them. I don't care who you come up with, ULA, whatever. No one can do this. There is no one else. So, like I said 2 weeks ago, don't piss in Elon's breakfast cereal. Because if you do, he's going to once again give you the one finger salute and tell you to go pound sand because he really doesn't need the $2.9 billion. Trust me, he doesn't. That is what people don't understand, is that he does not need this money. As they stated, 90% of this is funded by him, by SpaceX. Actually, if you want to know the truth, it's funded by you and I that use SpaceX Starlink. Starlink is funding everything. The amount of money that Starlink is making is unfrickin' believable. There's 7 million of us right now, and a lot of us are paying $120 a month. You do the math. All right? So we're making a lot of money for them. And that's how they're getting to the moon, and that's how they're getting to Mars. And Elon hasn't minced it in any way. He said, yeah, SpaceX Starlink is the way. SpaceX Starlink is the cash machine. That is what is going to get us to the moon, and that is what's going to get us to Mars. This $2.9 billion, just shut up. You know, some people will say, does Elon really need NASA to get to the moon, or can SpaceX just get to the moon on their own? And it's kind of a hard question to answer. I put together 3 points that are very important to this fact. And in short, yes, he can. But see, these are the stumbling points, and this is the problem. Number 1, FAA licensing for launch and reentry. The FAA has to grant approval for him to leave and come back, okay? And if the government's pissed off, well, the FAA might drag their feet a little bit. We've seen that before in past administrations, right? Also, international treaty compliance, Outer Space Treaty of 1967, meaning the U.S. government remains responsible for any private space flight actively under its flag. So if anything goes into outer space and it is initiated, it is launched from U.S. soil, the U.S. is therefore or thereby responsible. And that's based on the Outer Space Treaty of 1967. So the government gets involved yet again. Also, human rating certification for life support, crew safety, and mission procedures. NASA is the deciding factor on a lot of these things. So they would have to give their thumbs up on some of these items. And if they're pissed, they will just do this. And now he can't leave from U.S. soil to get to the moon or wherever he wants to get to, maybe Mars. You follow me? It's a bureaucratic nightmare. So the way I look at this, I truly believe that SpaceX is getting close to reaching full independence. Not only SpaceX, Starship, but also Starlink. Once again, be careful what you do. This is what I said 2 weeks ago. And they are just, they just love to just flaunt their power. And now that you have the new guy in charge, Duffy over there, he doesn't understand that Elon Musk is playing the long game, all right? Independence from bureaucratic choke points. That is the facts. He gets it. He understands it. And he's playing it slow. Because I'm telling you, this move that he just did with these 49 points and this just slap in the face really pushes back on the GOV and says, you know what? We're private, but you need us. And not only do you need us more than we need you. So either shut your pie hole or we're going to tell you to go pound sand and you're not getting to the moon. That is it. Simple as that. We will concentrate all of our efforts on Starlink and getting to Mars. And what will end up happening? China will get to the moon before we do again. The US doesn't want that. The GOV doesn't want that. The powers that be don't want that. Could you imagine the amount of people that are in government right now looking at what Sean Duffy did and said, what the hell are you doing? What the hell is that? You're going to open up a contract that you already wrote in 2021 for Elon Musk and SpaceX. You're going to open it up to these random guys that can't even get a satellite up there? What the frick are you doing? I mean, you have to be an idiot. An idiot. Okay, you want to increase, let's say, the speed, the cadence, because you feel it's a little bit slow, even though it's 10 times faster what NASA normally produces, but you feel that it's a little bit slow. All right, say, listen, can you increase this? We're going to push through like this regulation or that authority or this fish and wildlife study or some other BS bureaucratic nonsense. We're going to push it through so you can launch faster. Increase the cadence, maybe make it easier to open up the second star base near me, 3 hours north of me on the Space Coast. You know, there's things that they can do to expedite this. And it's definitely not pissing in Elon Musk breakfast cereal. It is not the way to do it. It is not the way to do it. And now they figured it out. Because like I said, they got the one finger salute and now everyone knows about it. There's no two ways about it. I love it. I absolutely love it. What say you guys? Once again, I talked about this 2 weeks ago and now it came to fruition. I love that. I absolutely love it. Down below, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this? What do you think about what Elon Musk and SpaceX did here with their 49 points? What do you think about NASA? What do you think about this Sean Duffy guy? Even more importantly, should Sean Duffy even be there? That's for a whole nother video. Down below, I want to hear from you. Anyways, guys, I hope you found this interesting. It was fun putting together. If you did, Please throw the video a thumbs up. That's very helpful. Don't forget to share the content. Share the channel with your friends, family, colleagues, Reddit, Facebook, wherever you traverse the web. That would be awesome. I would really appreciate that. And if you want to say thank you for all of my hard work, there's a little thanks button down there. Click on that, give $1 or $2 if you like. If not, it's perfectly fine. Consider becoming a member of the channel. That would be even better, much better. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay connected, hopefully through SpaceX Starlink. And we'll see you in the next one. Love you guys.